Listen up, man. Let's get right into it. You read the title. Most people aren't actually alive. They are merely just existing. Yes, sir. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Listen up, my guy. Most people that you see in today's society, in the modern world that we are living in right here, right now, aren't actually alive. They aren't actually living because they are merely just existing. You might be wondering, okay, man, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? What are you talking about? What are you saying when you are talking about this idea that people are not actually alive and that they are simply just existing? Are these zombies? Are these people in the apocalypse? What's going on? Am I alive? Do I got a heart rate? Do I got a pulse? What the fuck is happening? Well, relax. Relax. Relax, my guy. I'm gonna need you to just take a deep breath. Come on, do it with me. Get yourself grounded because it's time for your boy to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. So first things first, what you must come to understand along this journey that we call life is that the people you see in today's society, you, me, and everybody that's included into this reality, do not have a choice to start living. Let that marinate into your motherfucking mind. Let that sink into your psyche, my guy. You, me, and every motherfucker that you see has not been given a choice to actually start living. You might be breathing, you might be walking, you might be talking, but you are not living. What's the difference between existence and actually being alive? Well, let's break this bitch down real quick like a break for y'all. You see, when you are merely just existing, you are simply living your life, not even living, you are simply occupying this incarnation to simply exist within it. You're not striving for anything that allows you to start living, that allows you to start loving. And that's something that we definitely are going to dive into. Living and loving. They are synonymous with each other. Without loving, you cannot start living. But back to what I was saying. When you are simply just existing, you are doing the bare minimum. You are living a mediocre life. You are getting by with the least amount of life possible. You're simply just surviving. You're simply just floating around. You're simply just there. Does that sound like the people that you see around you? Does that sound like maybe you yourself? You're just there. You're just a mere cog in the machine, and once your time is up, you're going to be replaced. You're going to be shoveled 6 feet under, and somebody else is going to find a replacement for you. Another cog that's going to be put into the machine. Because all you were doing was just existing. A lot of things can exist, but only a few things actually start living. Survival, pleasure, status, that's just existing. That is the bare basics most people center their entire lives around. That is the main pursuit, and that is all that they will reach. They will be born as slaves to existence, and they will die as slaves to existence. Welcome to the modern world. Are you happy? Do you enjoy it? Are you ready to move on? Most of you are like, what the fuck, bro? Nah, I didn't come here just to exist. I didn't come here just to survive. I didn't come here just to go on to the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day, without any spark in my system. And when I say spark, I'm not just talking about pleasure, because you can have a bunch of pleasure while just existing, but actual true love, true ecstasy, true enjoyment of your time, of your incarnation within the material world. Most people are simply just existing. They wake up, they drink their seed, slop, coffee that's just full of cortisol, go to work, exist just to get by, just to survive, just to come back home. And what do? They try to escape their existence. They are simply just existing, but also at the same time trying to escape their existence. That is a very, very, very sad, very, very dangerous combo to be stuck in. And this is what the modern day man has found himself stuck in today's day and age, within the present age. Forcing himself to exist, to survive, to go to an occupation, to go to work, to go do whatever, simply just to get enough sustenance in his system, whether it's food, whether it's shelter, whether it's survival, whether it's whatever, pleasure. And then when he comes back home, he's simply just trying to find ways he can escape, knowing that he has to do this tomorrow, and he has to do this the next week, and he has to do this next month, the next year, and most likely the next lifetime, the next incarnation, carrying all these karmas over to your next body, to your next realm of existence. Sounds sad, but this is the status quo. What's the difference now between that and living? You cannot be alive if you are not in love. And when I say love, I'm not talking about fucking romantic smoochy type of love. I'm talking about real devotional love. Real dharmic love. There's a difference between what Disneyland has fucking told you what love is and what actual true love looks like. True love is what you see right here. When you're watching these videos on this channel, this is true love. I love doing this shit because it puts me in my element. It puts me in alignment to my dharma, to my duty, to my destiny. If you don't know what dharma is, this is an ancient Aryan term that cannot be really translated into the English language, but it essentially means what is natural to you, what is innate to you, what is the thing that you are designed to do, what is the most enjoyable for you, what is your element. Every single one of you motherfuckers has your own individual dharma. And that is what you love. That is what you're designed to do. And that's what brings you true satisfaction, not of just your mind, not of just your body, but also your soul. That is when every aspect of you, the self, is satisfied. When you're living dharmically, your soul gets enough love, your body gets enough love, and your mind gets enough love, because you are not just a body, you are not just a mind, and you are not just a soul. You are the self, which is the tripartite union of these three different elements. If you starve the soul, you starve the body, or you starve the mind, nobody is truly fulfilled. You are not truly fulfilled, because not everybody is fed. Everybody got to eat, motherfucker. And the only diet that allows everyone to eat is your dharma. This is what you love. This is what sits in your heart. And this is what brings you true satisfaction in life. And also can serve as a tool for others to be able to garner some of the electricity of your love and apply it into their lives to find their dharma, to find what brings them true happiness, true love, and actually allows them to start living. The stuff I do on this channel, the stuff I do on the main channel, the stuff I do, with the other work that I do, a part of the Philosopher personal brand, can be the voltage, the extra electricity from an external source that allows you to jumpstart your journey towards discovering your dharma and the journey towards the point where you can actually start living life instead of simply just existing within the game of life. Hopefully you guys can feel the electricity every time I talk on one of these videos. Hopefully you guys can feel the voltage coming through the screen every time I scream on one of these motherfucking videos, because this is what I love. This is what allows me to feel alive. This is what allows me to live in alignment to my dharma. You have that too. It might not be speaking about spirituality, self-mastery in the fucking forest on YouTube. It might be music. It might be art. It might be business. It might be becoming a doctor. It might be, just being a homeless guy. Literally. If that's what brings you love, then that's what brings you to being in a state of actually staying alive. You see, your heart is what keeps you alive, right? Your heart, if there's not enough blood that it pumps to the rest of your system, you're gonna fucking die. Your body is going to cease its existence. And what is happening on the physical level when that happens is death, but also when we look at it on a more spiritual level, when your heart is not beating because you are void of love, you spiritually start to die. Your physical body might be fine. You might be jacked, you might be rich, you might be whatever. But deep down, at your core essence, your soul is not being fed. And you are dying every single day. And the body is just simply a meat bag of you existing in this dimension. It's not a tool for you to express what you love, to experience what you love. It now becomes a prison that you're just slowly but surely existing in and seeing the sand in the hourglass tick away to the point of your death. This is the life of the modern day man. Simply just waiting, prolonging his inevitable death. That is the situation that we found ourselves in. And again, this is all derived from the fact that we are forced to live lives that are out of alignment with our Dharma, because we are not even given this idea, this concept of what Dharma is, what our natural essence is. We are living lives completely disconnected from this concept of Dharma, from our true selves. This is the modern world we live in today, designed to mold you into a mere cog of the machine so you can just exist, give your energy to uphold the system, and then boom, you get a little bit of dopamine sprinkled around your entire existence to not make you, completely crash out. You are given enough dopamine to escape the dread, the existential dread that you have clocking in at work. And some of you guys, maybe you love your work, but majority of people hate their work. They're just simply doing it so they can exist. What if your work, what if your existence, what if your day-to-day life could be arranged and aligned to what you're devoted to what you love, to what actually sets your heart on fire, sets your heart into beat, into rhythm? Again, why do we associate the heart, the symbology of the heart, with the concept of love? Because love is what actually is what actually operates as the fuel for your entire engine. Imagine a life with no love. Most people, that's what happens. And they try to find love through people. They try to find love through external means. They try to find love through the material world. You can do things in the material world that brings you internal love, but they try to find that love to fill the internal void in the external world. They try to go into the external world again to find the thing that will actually fill that internal void. Nothing can fill that internal void but your Dharma, because your Dharma is not external. It might be doing something external, but it is within you. It is natural to you. It is your innate essence. You don't gotta go grab something and use it to replace your Dharma. If you have no love, you have no fuel for that engine, your heart, to pump it into the rest of your system. Not just your arteries, but I'm talking about on a deeper consciousness level. If you don't have that love pumping into your body, into your mind, into your soul, you are unfulfilled. Again, what keeps your heart pumping on this concept that we're talking about is your Dharma. Your Dharma is what sets your heart on fire, and it is what inevitably starts allowing it to pump the rest of this prana, of this power, to your entire system. And it is what keeps you going in life. It's what keeps you alive in life. Again, you might be walking, you might be talking, you might be doing whatever, but you are not truly alive and you are not truly living. You're simply just existing. It is until you recognize and identify your Dharma that is the point where you actually start living. Until you do that, you are simply just floating around in life, existing, waiting for the next escape, waiting for the next coping mechanism, waiting for your inevitable death, your physical death, because you're already spiritually dead. You just gotta wait for everything else to catch up. See what I'm saying? People who are truly in love, in life, can look youthful, can look spry, can look beautiful, to the point where they're 150 years old, 110 years old. They have their virility still. They have their fire still. Why is that? Because they are living in alignment to their dharma. They actually want to remain alive. They're not searching for the next out. They're fully embracing their existence, because they're not just existing in existence, they are living within their existence. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? Your heart is where your dharma resides. Your heart is the pump that keeps this engine alive. That's a bar. Write it down, motherfucker. And the only way that this heart can actually start pumping, can actually start activating, is once you've identified what you love, what brings you to the state of feeling alive. This motherfucker just passed through with a bike. Could be biking. Could be flying planes. You hear the planes in the background. It could be fucking yapping on YouTube. What do you love? What do you love? And I don't want to hear some bullshit answer of, I love my mom, I love my dad, I love my brother, I love my whatever. I love life. Tell me, what the fuck do you love? Not romantic love, not blood ties, family love. I'm talking about what brings you into alignment with your innate essence. If you're the last person alive, what the fuck would you be doing? If you can answer me that, honestly, that will show you what you really love. I promise you, if none of you motherfuckers was here, I'd still be uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery and learning how to manipulate, move, and understand the concepts of consciousness, dharma, karma, all this shit that I talked about here. I guarantee if nobody was fucking watching this stuff, and not too many people do, but I still do it. I still am dedicated to it. I'm still what? Better yet, devoted to it. Because it gives me energy. Man, I feel revved up. My heart is set on fire every time I talk on one of these videos. Every time I do a main channel video. Every time I'm editing a video. Every time I'm doing a longer lecture on my private community. Every time I'm working with one of my one-on-one students. I feel alive. I feel like I'm in my element. I'm not yearning to escape from it. Time slows down. And sometimes time speeds up because I'm having such a good time. Crazy, huh? When you're in school as a kid, if you were like me, you would just stare at the clock and it would go so slow, so slow, so slow. And you're waiting to get out. And if you were somebody who grew up like that, I guarantee once you got your first job, you're thinking the same way. You're just waiting and waiting and waiting for that clock to get to your lunchtime, your lunch break. You're waiting and waiting and waiting for that clock to get to the point where you can finally clock out. So you can finally escape. And once you've escaped, funny enough, you recognize, oh shit, I gotta go back again. I gotta do this again. And again, and again, and again, and again. If you truly love what you are doing, you'll be doing it for no reason, simply just for the fact that you love it. You wouldn't be doing it for the recognition. You wouldn't be doing it for the validation. You wouldn't be doing it for the rewards. You wouldn't be doing it for the material benefits. You would simply do it because that's what you're meant to do. Do you think a tiger goes and hunts because it wants everybody to think that, oh man, I'm the big bad tiger. I'm the king of the jungle. No, it's just doing what it's meant to do, what it's designed to do, what it is dharmically aligned to do. Do you think a fish goes in the water and swims like, oh man, I can't wait for everybody to look at me. I can't wait for the material benefits. I can't wait for this, and that. No, it's designed to do that. What are you designed to do? What brings you true love? that actually sets your heart on fire. If you are not living a life where that is your main focus and everything else revolves around that, like the sun, you see the sun is the center of the solar system. Everything else revolves around that. Your dharma should be the sun. Everything you do should revolve around that. The people you talk to, the music you listen to, the place that you live, the food that you eat. If it does not allow you and align you to actually pursuing that dharma, drop it off. But most people don't even know what that dharma is in the first place. Why? Because they have been so disconnected from it. They have been given a script by society from the moment they were born, implanted into their psyche, implanted into their system, that this is the only way to achieve success in life. This is the only way to achieve happiness in life. School, house, wife, job, kids, retire, die. That's the script most people are living in, right? And that's the essence of this idea of simply just existing in life. That's where it stems from. And again, if you're especially from the Western world, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. You have been programmed, you have been brainwashed from the moment you were born to pursue that. School, house, school, job, house, wife, kids, retire, die. That's what most people do. And most people never question it. Most people never see beyond it, because that's what everybody else is doing. They are a sheep in the flock, a sheep in the herd. They are part of the hive mind. They are part of the system. And I don't blame most people, because that's the only option that they have. That's what their parents have told them. That's what their friends are doing. That's what their society has told them. That's what their school teachers have told them. That's what their religions have told them. It's a magic spell that puts you into the state where you have mental disorders. And when I'm talking about mental disorders, I'm not talking about amnesia, this, and that. I'm talking about spiritual amnesia. Not physical amnesia. I'm talking about spiritual amnesia, where you start to forget your true nature. When you were a child, you knew more about your true essence. You were closer connected to your dharma because you were doing what you loved. You were selfish in a positive way. You don't give a fuck about what your parents really thought. When you were a young child, you just did what was natural to you. Again, you probably didn't have the faculties to actually control your existence, control your consciousness, but at the same time, that lack of control allowed you to live freely, to be more liberated, to say what you think, even if it pisses people off, to do what you want, even if it pisses people off, because you're doing what you love. Again, you probably didn't know the concept of love, the concept of dharma back then, but funny enough, you were operating in a more dharmic sense back then. Why? Because all the programming, all the brainwashing did not fully encapsulate your psyche just yet. The ego, the fake ego that you have been living with your entire life, did not fully form at this point yet. You're at the fine line where you're still your true self, but you're transitioning into this cog in the machine. And most people, once that fine line is crossed, that's it, forever. It's until usually a catastrophic event or a intensely, energetically, emotionally traumatic event happens that they finally shift out of it. Whether it's a near-death experience, whether that's a psychedelic experience, whether that's a traumatic event, whether that's a wake-up call, whether that's whatever, a meditative experience, somebody that you meet that just blows your mind, whatever it is. Until you get to that point, you are sleepwalking, like a zombie. Just doing whatever everybody else told you. Just doing whatever everybody else told you. And you're just existing and existing and existing. Blindly following the path that somebody else paved out for you. And once you are fully etched into that path, I'm telling you, man, it's hard to get out. You're in quicksand at that point. You've dug such a deep hole within your consciousness, within the confines of your ego, that is going to be a bitch to get out of. It's going to be a bitch to get out of. That ego has gotten so strong. Your consciousness has been so confined and has been so cemented and locked and rusted into this position, into this situation in life where you're simply just existing, that it's almost hard for you to even fathom that you can actually be alive and in love with something. Even though you innately are designed to be in love with something, it's hard for you to even fathom it. It's like being so stuck in the darkness that you can't even imagine what light even looks like. And it's scary to think that, right? But most of you motherfuckers watching this are stuck in that. I'm here right now to break the fucking door open to show you that there is some light. Of course, I can't bring you to the light. I can't bring you towards your Dharma, but I'm telling you that there is a light and that there is your Dharma. There is something that you love. And you must be willing to go to war for what you love. I'm talking about actual war, physical war, mental war, spiritual war. You must be willing to go to war for what you love if you actually want to be alive. You must be willing to go to war for what you're devoted to. You must be willing to go to war to discover what you love. And right now, that's the position that most people are in. They must be willing to go to war to discover, to even taste what they truly love. And until you are willing to do that, you're simply just going to be existing. Until you grow the balls, until you become what I like to call a spiritual savage that goes against the grain of what society tells them, that goes against the grain of what their friends tell them or what their family tells them, not because they view their friends and family as somebody bad, that society is bad, inherently evil, but they just know that I am just drifting aimlessly in life, wandering aimlessly in life. And there's no pathway for me to actually recognize who I am. And until you are willing to push past that barrier, to go against where the stream is pulling you, you're simply just going to be floating in life with no recognition of where you want to go, with no aim, no direction of what actually is going to bring you true fulfillment. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? That stream is just taking you, and you are not swimming against that stream. You're not swimming against that current. Even though that current is not taking you to where you truly want, you're just existing in that current, just floating in the belly of the river. And you don't know where it's going to take you, but I guarantee you it's going to take you somewhere that's never going to bring you true satisfaction, because only you know what's going to bring you satisfaction, and only you know where to swim to. But you first must be willing to wake up and actually start swimming. And at this point, you might be wondering, okay, man, I think I got what it takes to start swimming, but where do I even start? Where do I even go? What am I supposed to do? You're telling me about, I gotta first identify my Dharma. How do I identify my Dharma? What's going on? What do I gotta do? Well, relax, let me break it down, just stick with me. If you're still here in this video, that means you are resonating with this message. So just stick it all the way through, because I'm gonna break it down for you. Come on, man, that's a ball, write it down. You see, the first step is to identify your Dharma. Before you start cooking something, you gotta figure out what you're actually cooking. You gotta know the ingredients. You gotta know the recipe. You gotta know the blueprint before you start building, right, motherfucker? You have to first identify your Dharma before you start living in alignment to it and inevitably sparking what brings you that love. You have to figure out what brings you love before you actually start living in alignment to that love, and again, start becoming alive. Because love makes you alive. Let me say that again. Love makes you alive. But you first got to identify what brings you love, and then you can start living in alignment to that state, to that purpose, to that passion. And boom, then the chemical reaction will actually start to happen. You got to put this and this together, stir it up, and then boom, you'll actually start living. You'll actually be alive. You won't be a mere pawn on the chessboard, a mere cog in the machine. You will actually start to become a sovereign being. Oh man, that's a bar, write it down. That's a bar, write it down. I'm spinning out here, man. You better stick with me. And as you can see, man, I'm in my element. I'm in my zone. I'm in my flow. I'm in my Dharma. I am in my state of devotion to what I love. And that's why I feel so alive at this very moment. To identify your Dharma, you first must realize the self. In order for you to identify what brings you true fulfillment, you have to first figure out who you truly are. And I'm not talking about when I say who you truly are and you say, oh man, I'm this name, I'm this tall, I'm from this part of the world, my parents are this ethnicity, and I go to this school. That's not you. That's just a physical form. That's just a physical aspect. Imagine we have a triangle, a pyramid. That's 1/3 of the pyramid, the physical. Your physical identity, yes, is this bag of meat and flesh, blood and bones. But there's a mental side of you. And there's also an even more subtle aspect to you, which is the spiritual side of you. That is the tripartite self. Let me say that again, the tripartite self. Your body, your brain, and your motherfucking spirit. That is who you are. You're not just 2 out of these 3. You're not just 1 out of these 3. You are 3 out of 3. Right now, in today's day and age, you are only connected to the physical and a little bit of the mental. Your consciousness is bound to only identifying itself with those 2 aspects. This is what we call, in the yogic traditions, Kali Yuga. This is a cycle of time, because in the yogic tradition, in the Aryan tradition, not like the Abrahamic tradition that you see in today's day and age, time goes in cycles. It's not linear. Time goes in cycles, and the cycle that we're living in right now is called Kali Yuga. And each one of these cycles of time causes our consciousness to naturally be gravitated to one of these 3 different aspects, one of these 3 different states. And in the Kali Yuga, you are the most connected to the physical, to the material, to the external world. You identify very, very, very deeply with the physical body. You don't identify with the spirit, with the subtle. Matter of fact, most people don't even recognize the spirit, the subtle. They have no idea how to connect to it. It's so far and it's so disconnected from them that they have zero understanding or idea of their spiritual nature. This is why we have to walk the spiritual path. And what we are trying to do within the Kali Yuga in specific is move our consciousness away from the compulsions that keep us confined to the physical and move towards the spiritual and subtle. In other yugas, it's totally opposite. You know, when it comes to this idea of spirituality, the spiritual path, a lot of the new age spiritual movements make it seem as if this is the ultimate thing to do. No, we're not trying to just become spiritual. We're trying to become ourselves. And in order for us to become ourselves, we need to go to the spirit. Do you see what I'm saying? Because that is the planes that are unexplored within us. Those are the aspects of ourselves that are not fully aligned to our understanding. We don't know our spiritual nature. We don't know our mental nature. We know our physical nature, and that is dominant, is overpowered. So we have to move away from the body or move away from the physical and get closer to the subtle. But how do you do that? Well, there are certain compulsions, again, like we just talked about, that keep your consciousness confined to those states, to those planes. And these compulsions can come in many different shapes, many different forms. Every single plane of consciousness, which is categorized within the yogic tradition in the chakra system, each one of these chakras along the spine has a compulsion to it. The deepest compulsions that you have right now are the ones that keep you confined and stuck into the lower chakras, into the Muladhara, the root, the Svadhisthana, the sacral, and the Manipura, the solar plexus. And what are those planes of consciousness associated with? Is associated with survival, sensuality, and status. What are most people existing their entire lives for? To survive, have some pleasure, and achieve status. They're not living yet, because the next plane is the heart chakra, the anahata. That's where your true love, your true passion resides at. It doesn't mean that you stop at the anahata, because there is still parts of you that you must explore, but that's when you fully start to enter into a fundamental shift of your consciousness that detaches you from solely living off your primal instincts. Your primal instincts right now of sexuality, sensuality, survival, fear, anger, this, and that are all the things that are binding you to the lower planes. And you must slowly but surely break free from each one of those chains, each one of those sources of bondage. And how do you do that? You do that by walking the right hand path of self-mastery, aka Dakshinashara. This is a science, an esoteric science, a step-by-step protocol, a step-by-step process of how you ascend up your spine. And when I say the spine, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to the metaphor of consciousness, because again, we categorize that within the yogic tradition in the chakra system, which of course resides along your spine. Each one of these planes and each one of these chakras is a plane of consciousness. So you must slowly but surely climb up your motherfucking spine. In Kali Yuga, basically, a good analogy is that you spawn in the lowest part of your spine. That's where you start. That is your default state, and that's why you are defaultly just living life as a mere animal with an iPhone, just simply existing. Survival, a little bit of pleasure, and achieving status is the only pursuits that's on your mind. It might be all three of them, it might just be one, it might just be two, but again, you are not actually living because you are not actually accessing love. Love isn't found in those planes. Yes, you might love survival, you might love, sensuality, you might love status, but it doesn't bring you that true devotional love, that dharmic love that I'm talking about, which is that engine that activates the heart. And again, the heart pumps the rest of the prana to your system. Prana is your life force. If that prana isn't being pumped by the heart, you are not alive because you're not getting enough life force. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So this whole journey of Dakshinashara, of the right hand path, which is also referred to as the journey of self-mastery, is the process of undoing all those ties, all those karmic knots that keep your consciousness bound to the lower aspects of the spine. This is done through renunciation, through specific practices, through specific techniques, through specific austerities. You are able to shift where your consciousness is at. You are able to break free from the compulsions that confine you to the lower chakras. And that's what we talk about over here on this channel, aka the Philosopher Files, right here in the field, in the flesh, dropping out that game so you guys can make these games. You dig what the fuck I'm saying? No cuts, no edits, just straight up speaking off the dome. This is what we talk about over on the main channel. Matter of fact, if you don't know about the main channel yet, man, you are missing out, my guy. Because like I just said, this that we're talking about, the main channel, that's my main channel. This right here, this is my second channel, the Philosopher Files. So if you have not tapped into the main channel yet, man, you are missing out, because again, we are still uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery on this channel and on the main channel, but just from a different angle, from a different side of the coin, from a different, perspective. Because all the content that we cook up over here on this channel is uncut, unfiltered, unedited, raw and authentic as it gets. Like we basically having a podcast one-on-one where I'm just yapping out here in the field, in the flesh for y'all. Like we basically on FaceTime. But if you want to see another side of the coin, that's what we got the main channel for, which is all of our nice scripted content, the documentary style, the nice clean cut edits. Because I guarantee you, man, every time you tap into a main channel video, you're basically tapping into a movie, because it is a cinematic experience, motherfucker. All the videos that we discuss over there, again, is the same topics, is the same talking points, is the same concepts that we cook up over here, just from a different angle. So maybe you enjoy the main channel more than you enjoy this channel. Maybe some of you guys enjoy this channel more than the main channel, but you don't know until you know. Maybe you like the best of both worlds, but the only way for you to figure out is to tap in with the main channel, aka The Philosopher. You can find a link to my main channel within the description box down below. Click that link, you'll be forwarded to the page. Subscribe, get up on some games here, out here looking like a lame. You dig what I'm saying? Come on now, man. But like I was saying, all this stuff that we talk about here on this channel, over on the main channel, description box down below, make sure you go run it up. And also underneath the link to my main channel, within the description box, you'll find a link to my Instagram. If you ever want to talk about these topics, man, if you ever want to chop it up at these different types of concepts, if you just want to chat with your boy, my DMs are always open. Do not be shy. Shoot your boy a shot. Slide in the DMs. Not like that, they'll pause, bro. I don't roll like that. That ain't dharmic for me. But if you just want to chop it up, bro, do not be shy. Shoot your boy a shot. We'll talk in the DMs. My DMs are always open. And again, you can follow me on there, connect with me on Instagram, get up on all the game, all the sauce that we posting over on that platform as well. Again, both those, the main channel link and the link to my Instagram can be found in the description box down below. But again, like I was saying, all the stuff that we talk about here on this channel, all the stuff that we talk about here over on the main channel, all the stuff that I talk about on my Instagram, all the stuff that I talk about over on the private Patreon community. Matter of fact, we gotta take a quick pause right here, right now, for a shout out to the fucking private Patreon community. Look, man, most people have already clicked off this video. Let's just keep it a buck here. Most people can't handle the way I talk. Most people can't pick up what the fuck I'm putting down. But you're still here. You're still here, and that shows me one thing that I gotta let you know. You are what I like to call a spiritual savage. You are sick and tired of remaining sick and tired within the cyclical wheel of existence and not actually living life because you don't have access to what you love. You don't have access to your dharma. You see what I'm saying. You see past the surface. You know this is just the reality. You know this is facts, no fiction. You know I'm speaking the truth. And you resonate with it. And you realize that you're willing to go to war to discover what you love. And you're willing to go to war to defend what you love once you've discovered it. You're willing to go to war to discover your dharma, and you're willing to go to war to defend your dharma. So you can live truly in a state of being alive rather than just existing. You are willing to do what it takes. You are willing to walk up the right-hand path of self-mastery. Because I guarantee you, man, if that was not the case, you would have clicked off by now. You would have not be resonating with what I'm saying. If you are one of those individuals, if you are still watching this video, if you're a real spiritual savage, you're a real aspirant of this path, I'm gonna need you to do me a quick favor. Find the closest mirror to you. I don't care if it's in the bathroom. I don't care if it's in the selfie camera of your phone. I don't care if it's in somebody else's car window. Stare into that window, make them uncomfortable. Do what you gotta do to take a good, hard look in that mirror right in front of you. Come on now, man. I'll wait. I can wait all day. I need you to take a good, hard look in that mirror for me. Really analyze that man that's staring right into your eyes and right into your soul when you look into that mirror. Really let it marinate into your mind. Take a nice click, clack, Kodak moment, a mental picture. Let it sink into your psyche, because I need you, yes, you motherfucker, to realize that you're doing him, not me. The man that's staring right into your eyes and right into your soul. When you look into that mirror, you're doing him a huge disfavor by not joining up into the private Patreon community yet if you consider yourself a true spiritual savage. Because I'm telling you, man, if you enjoy the content that we cook up over here on this channel, if you enjoy the content that we cook up over on the main channel, your mind, motherfucker, is going to be blown with the type of information and the type of content that we cooking up over on the private Patreon community. I'm talking about exclusive videos that you ain't going to find on this channel. You ain't gonna find it on the main channel. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna find it anywhere else on the internet, because it's some real deal game, real deal sauce for your motherfucking brain to help you elevate on every single plane of consciousness. You dig what I'm saying? Come on now, man. So if you consider yourself a true spiritual savage, you are ready and willing to do what it takes to walk up this right-hand path of self-mastery, aka Dakshinashara, man, you are missing out by not joining up yet. Because not only do you get access to a treasure trove of all of this exclusive content where we are uncovering this esoteric science of self-mastery to a level that you've never seen, but also you get access to all of our full guides, all of our in-depth occult lectures, all of our digital libraries, and most importantly, an invitation to the Philosopher's Circle. Yes, sir, you heard me right. Not the Philosopher's Circle. I'm talking about the motherfucking Philosopher's Circle, aka our private inner circle community, where you're gonna be surrounded and invited into our private group chat, where you'll be around like-minded men, like-minded individuals, like-minded spiritual savages, just like you, who are walking up this mountain of self-mastery side by side alongside with you. My bad. These are the people that are going to hold you accountable. These are the people that want to see you elevate. And these are the people that want to see you liberate yourself and actually live your life in a state of being alive, because you have discovered what you love through using this esoteric science of self-mastery that we break down over there. This is a science, this is a system, this is a protocol, this is a process that has been broken down for us by the ancient Aryan sages of the past. What I'm doing, man, is just reviving it. And again, every single person walks their own mountain. The mountain is the same, the path is the same, but the way you get up is different. You might walk on this route, I might walk on that route. You might use this tool to break free out of this compulsion, I might use that tool to break free out of that compulsion. At the end of the day, we are all walking up towards the same pinnacle, to the same summit of the same mountain, which is self-realization, where we realize our who we are, not just the body, not just the mind, not just the soul. We realize the self, which is the tripartite union of those three aspects. But if you don't explore those planes of consciousness associated with the mind, associated with the subtle planes, the spiritual planes, and you're just stuck as a slave to your lower self, to your lower senses, to the physical body because of Kali Yuga and everything that you see around you that is constricting you and keeping you stuck in those states, you'll never know who you are, and you'll never know what your dharma is, and you'll never know what true love is, and you'll never know what being alive is. See what I'm saying? But if you're ready to walk up this path and you want to be surrounded with individuals that are truly about this journey, this is what this whole Patreon community is all about. This is what the Philosopher's Circle is all about. Because it ain't just a regular group chat. This is also where we host our bi-weekly mastermind live calls. Yes, so you heard me right. Bi-weekly mastermind live calls where you hop in a live call with me, as well as this community of like-minded men who are also on this path of self-mastery side by side with you, where we can talk about all these topics in depth and in detail. You can get personalized guidance. You can ask as many questions as you want. This is the spot for you if you're a real spiritual savage, if you are somebody who actually wants to start living their lives instead of just existing within the material world. Because you know that the fact of the matter is, if you hang around with 5 other people who are just merely existing in life, you're going to be the 6th motherfucker. You're the sum of the 5 people that you're hanging around most with. You hang around with 5 slaves who are stuck into the lower centers, you're going to be the 6th motherfucker. But if you're around real spiritual savages, you're going to become one. That energy rubs off, that influence rubs off, and this is what we are cultivating within this community. So if you want to be surrounded with a like-minded group just like this in the Philosopher's Circle, I'm telling you, man, this is the place to be. But if you just need any more information about the Philosopher's Circle and the private Patreon community as a whole, check out the link posted in the pinned comment down below, not the description box. Again, description box is where you'll find a link to my main channel, The Philosopher, and my Instagram. Scroll in the comment section, you'll see it right there. It's the first comment pinned up by me. Click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page, and from there you can join up as a member of the private Patreon community, and also check out the other services I provide, such as application forms for my personalized coaching program. If you're someone who's truly serious about this path and looking to work with me mano a mano, one-on-one, to help guide you up this mountain of self-mastery using this esoteric science of self-mastery and curating it personally to you and the compulsions that you're dealing with to get you towards your dharma by dissolving your karmas, this is the coaching program for you. Because again, I got to make it clear, I don't know your dharma. I don't know what's going to bring you fulfillment, but what I do know for damn sure is how to dissolve your karmas. And once you've dissolved those karmas, once you've dissolved those compulsions, you're able to ascend up the spine and get the information that you need of who you are and what brings you fulfillment. Because each one of these chakras not only holds a compulsion that keeps you stuck there, but also holds a piece of the puzzle that allows you to collect all of them, and inevitably, once you get to the top of the mountain, put it all together to paint out the picture of what your dharma is. They're like infinity stones. You got to collect them all. Like Pokemon, you got to collect them all, motherfucker. You got to go through each plane, and each plane will give you a seed of knowledge of who you are, of what is your true nature, what brings you satisfaction, what do you love. I can't tell you what you love. Your dharma is like the sun, like we talked about. Sometimes the sun, right now it's beaming on me, feels great, but like a week ago it was raining out here. Couldn't see the sun for fuck's sake. I knew the sun was still there, but it's covered up by clouds. Your dharma is still there, but it's not covered up by clouds, it's covered up by karmas. You must dissolve those karmas, which is what this science is all about, and is what this coaching program is all about. So if you're interested in taking your life to the next level, you're ready to ascend and evolve on this path of self-mastery, of Dakshinashara, on the right-hand journey, this is what this coaching program is all about. Shoot your boy an application and we'll see if your entry meets the qualifications and criteria for the program. Again, pin comment down below, you'll find it all right there. But again, if you just want to book a one-time call with your boy, discuss anything that you're dealing with to help you get back on the right track of dissolving your karmas, to discover your dharma, so you can finally start living a life where you are alive, where you are in love with life, instead of just existing and trying to escape your existence. Again, we got the consultation call booking link too as well in the pinned comment down below. Just click that link, you'll be forwarded to our page, and from there you can pick and choose whether it's join up into the private Patreon community whether that's applying to the coaching program, whether that's booking a one-on-one consultation call. You can pick and choose which one of these services best suits you. But like I was saying, man, all the stuff that we talk about here on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community, within my personalized coaching program, all of this stuff revolves around the esoteric science of Dakshin Ashara, of the right hand path, of self-mastery. I'm not making this shit up. I promise you, I ain't that smart. I am not that smart. What I'm doing, what my Dharma is to protect Dharma, is to revive Dharma, is to reinvigorate it, is to reignite it back into the modern day world, so that the modern day man, like me, like you, and everybody that you see in the present age can actually apply this knowledge, can make it more practical for them to understand these ancient teachings, to understand the ancient concepts of Dharma. What I'm doing is simply just that, breaking this shit down like a motherfucking brick for y'all so you can understand and pick up what these sages were putting down. I'm the translator. I'm the reviver. I'm the reigniter. I'm not making this shit up. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 9, there's nothing new under the sun. If you hear me talking about all this stuff, just remember it's all been said and done. I'm not making this stuff up. So that needs to be noted. That needs to be made clear. And if you're still watching this video, what needs to be made clear is the fact that you resonate with the message. Again, forget about the messenger. Focus on the message. The Dharma is speaking through me to you. The Dharma is speaking through me and to you. Maybe the way I break it down, maybe my swag, maybe my sauce, maybe the way I spin it, finally allows it for you to click in your consciousness. But at the end of the day, the most important thing that you must recognize is that you're resonating with the message. You're resonating with the Dharma that I'm speaking. You're resonating with the Dharma that I'm devoted to shedding light on. Again, hopefully you guys can feel it through the screen. I'm devoted to this. I'm in my element. I black out when I get into these off the dome talks on the second channel. The Philosopher Files right here in the field, in the flesh, dropping you all that game so you guys can make these gains. You dig what I'm saying. No cuts and no edits. Hopefully y'all can feel how devoted I am to this. Hopefully y'all can understand. Hopefully you guys can pick up how much love is being generated every time I speak about these topics. Because I want the spiritual savages, I want you, if you're still watching this video, to find that same amount of love that you have for whatever it is that is dharmic to you. Maybe it doesn't look the same, maybe it isn't the same thing, but at the end of the day, I want you to actually start living your life in a state of being alive and in love, rather than just merely existing. And the only way you can do that is to understand what brings you into love, by understanding your Dharma, through identifying it, by walking up first the right-hand path of self-mastery. You got to know the blueprint before you start building. And they have laid down the blueprint of how you can get to the blueprint, these ancient Aryan sages, in these ancient texts. And this is what I do. This is my job, breaking it down for a motherfucking brick, like a motherfucking brick for y'all, so you can pick it up, so you can apply it, so you can have it in a more practical format for the modern day man to actually pursue his Dharma. If you're resonating with the message, the Dharma is using me to speak to you. If you're this far into the video, I always say this, man, the people that watch this channel in specific, the second channel, we're out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping all that game so you guys can make these gains, where we have no cuts and no edits. You guys are in the 1% of the population that is not suffering from brain rot. Most people can't watch a video for this long, and most people can't actually delve into the density of these different types of topics that we discuss over here. It's going right over their heads. If you are still watching this, you are more psychologically and spiritually more advanced than the masses. Am I saying that you're better than anyone? Absolutely not. Am I saying that you're a chosen one because you watch this channel? Absolutely not. This ain't no new age spiritual nonsense. Fuck out of here if you thought I'm one of those individuals. Fuck out of here. But what I am saying is, I don't care. I don't know why. I don't know how. It doesn't really matter to me. You have been put in a position where you're able to resonate with the message, because you would have clicked off by now. You did not just listen to me yap out here for this long just because I'm entertaining and I look good. I know I'm entertaining and I know I look good, but goddamn it, man, I'm not that entertaining. I don't look that good for you to waste goddamn hour of your life listening to me yap out here. If you do not resonate with the message, you would have clicked off. If you're still here, that is for a reason. And the reason is that you are ready in this incarnation. It might be your time to actually punch in your one-way ticket to liberation. Don't mean that it's gonna happen automatically. You gotta put the work in. But the fact is that if you're able to watch these videos, you're able to understand what I'm saying. That is a clear sign that maybe it's time. It's a bar, write it down. To make the climb. Oh man, that's a bar, write it down. Up the spine. Oh man, that's a bar, write it down. Fuck, come on now, man. Give me some credit for that. It might be time to start your way up the spine. It might be your journey in this incarnation to actually taste what it means to be alive once and for all. But it ain't enough to just listen to me talk. It ain't enough to just watch the next video, because that's cool, you get the knowledge, and knowledge is up in the head, but I need you to turn that knowledge into gnosis. I need you to go from the head to the heart, understanding to understanding, and the only way you'll be able to do that is through first-hand experience. You must feel what it's like to shift your consciousness. You must actually undergo the process of self-mastery. You must actually apply the science that we break down over here into your day-to-day existence so you can finally break out of simply just existing. You must feel what true love is actually like, what Dharma really does to you. And I can't do it for you. Again, I can break down all these methods, I can break down all these techniques, I can give you the sauce, I can guide you up, but nobody but you can actually get yourself up. I ain't gonna hold your hand. Your dad ain't gonna hold your hand. Your mom ain't gonna hold your hand. Jesus ain't gonna hold your hand. Nobody. It's you against your own mountain. You must be willing to wage war and go against the grain of what society has told you. Go against the grain of what your family told you, your friends told you, your religion told you, in order for you to find out what is right for you, in order for you to find out what is dharmic to you. And the things that are holding you back are these compulsions. But there is a science, there are techniques, there are methods that I break down that allows you to pass through them. And each time you pass through them, you get a piece of the puzzle. And once you get to the top, you can put all these pieces together and it will paint out who you are. This is called self-realization. Self-mastery leads to self-realization. And then there's a whole other part of the journey that we ain't gonna talk about, where you finally come back down the mountain on the other side, where you take down that blueprint into the material world and you start applying it. Now you start living in alignment to your Dharma and actualizing your true essence. It's called the left-hand path. We ain't there yet. We gotta walk up the right hand first before we go to the left. Just knowing this stuff ain't gonna get you up to the top of the mountain though, where you can actually start walking the left. You must walk the right first. And what actually matters most is that you apply this knowledge. Because again, you can binge all my videos, you can get all the sauce, you can get all the tools, but until you start applying this stuff, it don't matter. It's like the self-improvement guys that watch video after video after video, read self-help book after self-help book after self-help book, yet never apply the wisdom. They're called mental masturbators. Well, I'm calling you, yes, you motherfucker. If all you're gonna do is just listen to me talk, yet not apply this stuff, you a spiritual masturbator. Yes, sir, you heard me right, a spiritual masturbator. It's okay if you understand, but I need you to understand what the fuck I'm saying. And the only way you'll understand it is by walking the path yourself. It's called self-mastery for a reason. Nobody gonna do it for you. If you are sick and tired of just remaining in existence and just existing in existence and not actually being alive, even though you're walking, even though you're talking, even though you're eating food, even though you're taking a shit, you're doing all this stuff, yet you're sleepwalking through that the entire process. If you're sick and tired of that and you actually want to fall in love with what actually brings you true love, this is the journey. It's not going to be easy. That's why I say you must be a spiritual savage to walk this path. You need to grow a pair of balls, a pair of nuts that drag on the floor, because this ain't easy. It ain't all sunshines and rainbows. You are going against the grain of everything you've been sold and told is right in life, in order for you to figure out what is right for you, what is dharmic for you, what actually brings you true love, true fulfillment of the self, not just the body, not just the mind, but of the soul too. And you must walk towards the spirit in order to do so. there's all these compulsions in the way that keep you consciousness bound to the material. But if you got the balls, if you're willing to do what it takes, you apply these methods, you'll break through. You'll break through, and I promise you that. I'll be a living testimony, living proof of this, because I'm going to discover my dharma or die trying in the process. I'll die on that mountain before I succumb to the mediocre life of just existing and wandering aimlessly in the cycle, the hedonistic cycle of survival, sensuality, and status. Nothing wrong with them, but if that's all you're living for, you might as well just incarnate here as an animal. That's what an animal is built to do. You're built to do something beyond that. And how do I know? Because you're not an animal. If that was the case, you would have incarnated as an animal. The universe is not stupid. It's smarter than you and smarter than me. You're in the human realm, a very, very fortunate realm that not many consciousnesses get to inhabit. You can't waste this incarnation on another cycle of degeneration. If you're willing to do what it takes, this is what's the price that must be paid. And you might be wondering, well, how the fuck do I do it? Well, this is what we talk about here on this channel, on the main channel. And again, if you need even more in-depth practices, more in-depth techniques, more in-depth concept, more just in-depth information about self-mastery, that's what we got all the content on the private Patreon community for. That's what we got all of this stuff that we talk about within my coaching program. That's what we got the consultation calls for. You have no excuse. You have all the free services and also the private services to actually make your way up this mountain. Again, pin comment down below if you're ready to ascend and evolve. If this stuff ain't gonna cover it, I promise you, man, the private Patreon community, my personalized coaching program, the consultation call will get you right. If you're ready to go down another layer under the iceberg, this is what it's there for. So there's no excuse for you to remain just as a fucking floating entity existing in this reality. If you're ready to be a sovereign being that is in love with his life, you got no excuse. It's time to produce. Most people are merely just existing. If you want to be most people, I guarantee you would have clicked off this video by now. So what's the only option for you? I'll let you answer that for yourself. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping you all that game so you guys can make these gains, and I'm out of here. Peace.